this is a really nice painting. This painting looks like it could use something, though. Hey, wait a minute. There's a full moon tonight. I have an idea. Zayden!
Hello!
Hello, I'm very far away. Give me a moment.
Good to see you again.
It's good to see you! Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Today's the full moon, and I was going to do a full moon reading for myself, which I like to do.
Yes.
And I was thinking maybe I'd bring you along and kind of show some people who might be new to tarot reading what it's like to do a reading for yourself.
Awesome.
So, generally people don't recommend that if you're new to tarot reading that you do a reading for yourself.
Right.
But I think that there's a method that you can use. Well, my tarot reading is already interesting, so let's start there and then we'll talk about specifics in a minute. Here's the upright version for you.
Yeah.
And I will explain what each of these parts mean. So, in this position right here, face it towards you, this is everything that we need to let go. Like, what do we need to focus on letting go of? What isn't serving us anymore? What can wane as the moon grows smaller?
Right.
This one right here is how to transform. So the full moon energy is a lot of energy, a lot of potential, and you can use that to do so many things. A lot of people like to set goals at this time. So this one represents how to reach my full potential at this time.
Okay.
The third one is for illumination. What is coming to light that can no longer be ignored? What should I pay attention to and maybe help? Just what should I pay attention to in general?
Right.
It might help me figure out where to go next. And then the fourth one is always a nice little treat. It's a divine message from the universe. It could be directly related to this reading, or it could just be life in general. Mine looks a little spicy.
Okay.
So, in the area of release, we have the Seven of Swords. So I get the impression that I should probably check my mindset about competition and strategy. I might not need to be as secretive about the ways in which I move. I might not need to keep as much as close to my chest. I might be able to share more, like on my Facebook, talk more about my spiritual journey or something like that.
Yeah.
And probably try to see life as a little less threatening. Maybe I don't have as many enemies as I might think that there are. Because the Seven of Swords represents strategy. What he's doing in this picture here is he's stolen all the swords from the enemy team.
Right.
But it's in the position of release, so that's something I can let go. I don't have to
be so competitive.
I don't have to be competitive. I don't have to be as paranoid. I don't have to be as watchful. I don't have to be afraid of needing to make moves against potential enemies. So
right.
I like that message because I already like having a non-competitive stance when it comes to moving about the world. And then for transformation, how to reach full potential, we have the Knight of Cups, which to me generally means you have the training, you have the skills, you have the emotional fortitude that you need to continue on this journey, to continue on this leg. Maybe it's not quite a new journey that you'd be taking on, like with the Ace of Cups or the Page of Cups. This is more like you already have a mission statement, you know where you're headed, and go for it because it's upright. So I'm feeling like in this period of time, I need to engage in more emotional bravery, more emotional openness, and be more open to connecting with other people and building relationships.
Right.
Which is spot on.
Yep.
If you know me personally. My video editor could attest.
If you know, you know.
So in the spot of illumination, there's also the Nine of Cups. So yes. What's also coming to light kind of reinforces the other two cups is there's a lot of happiness. There's almost the completion of an emotional journey happening. Like this is satisfaction. This is we're just about there. We can probably take a rest for a second. We can count our boons. We can count the good things, our blessings.
Yeah.
So I'll keep that in mind. Like I've also felt that way a bit today where things are pretty good. I'm stressed, but I got March handled. It's going okay. It's going good, and I can probably feel better about it than I'm letting myself.
And now it's April.
Now it's April. Happy April 1st! This is not
An April Fool's.
I promise. The final one makes me a little bit nervous because it's the Tower reversed, which is probably one of the only bad omen cards in the whole deck in my experience. The Tower represents a massive change. You have the elites falling from their tower. Their entire world is getting turned upside down. There's divine retribution striking the tower. There's a lot happening here. When it's in reverse, that can mean that we're moving past this period in our life. It could mean that this might be an internal thing, like internally you're having a massive shift. There's chaos. Your world's getting turned upside down. New perspectives, paradigm shift, all of that. And this is where I get a little nervous about self-interpreting, which brings us back to, if you're new to tarot reading and you're trying to figure it out and you've heard that you shouldn't do tarot readings for yourself, there's good reason for that, because we can be prone to confirmation bias. I could see this, even though it's not upright, I could say, oh no, I'm doomed, and then sabotage the rest of the messages that happened here. So something that I like to do is I might pause on how I'm going to interpret it, and what I'll do is write it down in my journal. And I will then, over time, go back through the journal and fill out what happened and fill out interpretations about the card and look up interpretations. And that's one way I've studied tarot, is even if I don't do the full interpretation for myself, I'll write it down, I'll take note, and then I'll revisit over time and see what happened and see if my in-the-moment interpretation matches what happened in reality. I think journal keeping is a great process for anybody getting new into tarot or pagan witchcraft or any of that kind of thing. So that's all I really had to say today. Thank you guys for being part of this process. I'm glad that you sat here while I was brave enough to share my personal reading for my own life with all of you. And if you have any questions, if these cards mean anything to you, if you want to know more about how to start on your tarot reading journey, please reach out, say something in the comments, DM me, email me. I'd love to hear from you.
Cool. And now, if you'll excuse me, obligatory kitty.
Kitty! Please don't mind the